Oh, not a bad start.
Oh man, we've been trying to start a podcast
Amish people.
for. We'll get to that. We've been trying to start a podcast for an hour. This is attempt number 8.
Just being generous.
Be proud of the work we put in to bring Yang Talk to the people.
Yes, this is not only is this attempt 8 of this episode. This is
Episode
the
2, attempt 8.
Right, because the first episode's gone in the ether.
Someday maybe we'll re-record it as like one of those like centennial episodes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it exists if you can suffer through just horrible audio.
Yes.
It doesn't have. Here's the thing, though. It doesn't really have audio. It just every so often has a burst of sound, and then it goes silent.
That's how I listen to most
Well,
podcasts.
yeah. So
actually.
rather than recapping what we're going to do this season, let's just get into it.
Sure, yeah. So we're gonna watch a movie every episode.
Yes.
And we watched a movie.
We're
that-
six-
All right, press play.
My heart.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Like we just turn
I
around.
love this part. Oh, there's Danny Glover. Shadow puppets.
Yeah.
The part where he gets stabbed.
My heart stops.
Oh my gosh,
Thanks.
that was
Thanks for
terrifying.
that.
What did we watch, Brian?
Yeah, it was
No.
Brian's choice.
I
We're
chose.
doing life updates first.
Oh.
Life updates
Okay.
come
Yeah, get it right, guys. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
So I
We
watched
have a
a
format.
movie recently.
Yeah, I too.
Huh.
I've been still playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla because there's a new Assassin's Creed set coming out for a card game that I play.
Yeah, Valhalla's a
And
very solid
I'm-
Assassin's Creed title.
Every so often I put like 10 hours in, and I only get like a minuscule way through the game because it's just so massive. So I'm gonna be playing that for like the next 6 months or so, I think, because it's just that big of a game.
I mean, yeah, it is. I put like 24 hours plus into it.
Oh gosh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
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 So that's what I've been doing.
I'm also playing video games. Elden Ring DLC.
Nice.
I killed a boss. It was It was difficult.
And then he just
Was it
wrote you.
the final boss? Or was it-
No way.
Okay.
It was a boss that jumped on top of me a lot and changed elements a lot
Ooh.
and danced around.
I will
As
let
its
you
name
know,
entailed.
Tom, that was not even a boss. It was just a random enemy that
Oh.
jumped on top of and got owned by. Yes.
Sure.
To be fair, I think the fall damage did most of the work, but he was a
Oh yeah,
jerk.
blame it on gravity.
It was.
Yes.
It was a big fall that I should not have
Blame it on the
attempted.
immutable laws of gravity.
I am also playing Elden Ring, which is what Tom is giving me a hard time about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm also playing Diablo 4 when I want things to be easy.
Yeah.
So I can just mindlessly crush some enemies and feel powerful after getting dominated by everything in between.
My
But yeah.
D&D group that we've been playing over Discord for 4 years now is now all living in the same city again for the first time.
Oh, they all moved back.
They all moved back.
That's good.
And they brought COVID with them, is that what I heard?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone got sick, and everyone's better now. But yeah, we're gonna start playing D&D in person again, which will be super sweet.
Yeah, but then are you gonna readjust to having to like wear pants while playing D&D?
I was wearing pants before. I can't say that for
just to wear
everybody.
a shirt while playing
Oh
D&D.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I have to go and play at someone's house
Ew, gross.
instead of like my.
This is
my
why I
room.
host my game.
Yeah.
Also, now we know that Tom doesn't wear pants when he tabletop roleplay games.
That is true.
Not in the ether.
Which
Gross.
part?
Unless those are just short pants.
Don't worry, they're just green pants. For me.
Yeah. This is actually just an image of pants that they put over me.
It's a lot of extra work in the back end for
Yeah.
Sarah,
Sarah
but
has to keep moving the pants with me.
so I suppose we should do introductions again since nobody.
Oh, yeah.
That was
The first
since
episode
we
doesn't
lost our
exist?
first episode, yes.
I am Bren. I am someone who works here, and I'm the newest face of the talk. I'm not the only new face, but I'm probably the one you're going to see on camera since Sarah's behind.
Well,
the
technically,
camera.
she's only a new voice.
You are the new voice. I'm the new face. And I've been working here for 4 years now. So I've been having these conversations off camera, and now we're having them on camera.
How do we monetize this crap we keep spewing to each other?
Yes.
Yeah. Because apparently people find it funny.
And by monetize, I mean let 3 people listen to it on YouTube.
Yes.
Hi, Crystal.
Yes, the 3 people. Right?
Thomas Rowe,
Yeah. Does your dog want to go for a walk?
I'm the Shredder. No, it's
Shredder Supreme.
AKA Eddie Blaze. We're in persona today.
That is what your license plate says.
Oh man, I didn't think of that.
It's not true.
Persona.
Never your license plate?
Years ago.
Oh, man.
Podcast ruined. Let's go.
Why'd you let that go? That was a good vanity plate.
Because it just kind of looks like edibles.
Oh god.
I never thought about it. Right now.
Somebody pointed out to me, I was like, nah, dang. And I wanted to change license plate style, so I just changed it.
Closer, it was like Eddie Blaze. Is it just edibles?
I no longer wanted.
Edibles would have been
Yeah.
good business.
I had the no step on Snick
yeah.
plate, but I didn't want to be associated with such people, so.
You're just
I liked the yellow contrast on my white car, and then I was like, all right. The people aren't using the GATSTAF flag like they should be, I guess, and the wrong folks really fly that, so. Now we're just the seal of the Commonwealth. In Virginia, if anybody didn't know that.
Oh yes, Virginia.
No, not the fancy find this.
I know. At 390 Hillsdale Drive, Charlottesville, Virginia, 22901.
Crazy sales.
Bryn's shirt literally has.
Oh,
You blew it!
my cover is blown.
A witness protection program?
Yeah.
Or that's just an elaborate scheme to throw everybody off.
Yes, I actually work at a different game store. It's a
He just
secret.
wandered in one day and we let him on the podcast.
That's actually
That's
kind of
true.
how I started working.
Yeah.
Is I was here like 3 days a week.
You were buying a lot of
and
Pokemon cards back then.
and then they were like, and I was like, I want to get paid to be here 3 days a week, and they were like, sure.
That's how most people are working.
And I was.
This guy won't leave.
Yeah, but we might as well pay.
I think I was the only person we've hired that has also worked at a different game store.
Yes, that's
before
true. You're the
working
only person
here.
with prior work experience.
So, it's a very minute field, so I'm happy to be a specialist.
All right.
Tom, it's you.
Yeah.
Yes, I am Dr. Tom. I'm a emeritus professor of cardboardology and of cinematography.
Oh.
And I am, like Brian, one of the original members of this podcast.
Who?
Edward
Oh
Blaze.
no!
Idiots,
Wait,
guy.
you're telling me that Edward
so
Blaze
bad
and
at
Brian
this.
is the same guy? No!
Oh my gosh!
No, but Edward Blaze was just sitting there.
Gosh.
No!
If I don't move, you can't see me.
Come on!
Green screen me out of this, all right?
Wait,
Done.
can you
Done.
tell Eddie Blaze when you see him next time that I said hi?
I'll pass it along.
Cool.
Oh my
It's like that
gosh.
scene in
What have we
30 Rock
done?
with Kenneth whatever and like Liz and she has to keep going to the bathroom to like change personas.
Yes, that one.
I watch all of 30 Rock and I don't retain any of it.
There's too many skits.
Yeah, it was so much.
Yeah, it's a skit show.
I'm not saying it's too many for me to remember. All of them. Anyway. So-
Frasier trivia.
Alright, so
All right, new game Frasier trivia. Writing that down.
What was the vintage on the bottle of wine drunk in the third season's second episode?
I mean, all three of us just admitted to loving Frasier, so Sarah will have to come up with the questions.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about
All
it.
right, first you have to watch all of Frasier a couple
No.
times.
Yeah.
No, I'm
And
good.
then you're gonna also need to watch the new Frasier's just to make sure
I
you're
don't wanna
aware.
watch
All right, when we're picking movies now, guys, we're just going to pick the next episode of Frasier in a row, season by season.
Season 4, episode 5.
This sounds like a conspiracy.
David Hyde Pierce was in this one, so
Is that it?
Watch all of Frasier.
Oh my god.
yeah, the Frasier cast coming to you live from the End Games.
Yeah.
What was the name of the dog?
Eddie.
Eddie.
There was two dogs, because one was the son of the original dog that died.
Oh, you mean the
Actual dog, yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'll have to look that up for Frasier trivia.
Apparently they're not the
Dog
Frasier
and Evil
fans they
Knievel.
think they are.
Yeah, we're fake Frasier fans.
I knew he had a son.
I'm only involved when the cameras are rolling. Yes, anything that
On
happens
this
in
podcast.
Frasier when the cameras are rolling.
Current events. It's America's birthday tomorrow.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
When this comes out, you've already blown your fingers out with fireworks. I'm sorry. I hope life gets better for
If
you.
you're listening in England, in which case 1-0 scoreboard.
It's,
Oh God.
yeah.
Hey, it's just a normal day to them.
Yep.
Holiday tomorrow. Food.
Yeah, you got any plans?
I thought I had plans, and then a lot of those things have been up in the air, so we'll see. I'm
Yep.
just going to take tomorrow in stride. A board game will happen at some point with some people. I don't know who the people are or what the board game is yet.
Dude.
Dune is one of the ones that might happen, yes.
Not saying it is, dude. It's been decided.
Nice. I do
Well,
like the-
whether he will participate in Dune is to have been decided.
I can't
Yeah.
choose that. But
Yeah,
he's playing.
yeah. And then I'm going to prep some Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow.
Oh, you're the Dungeon Master?
I am. I've been the Forever DM for 5 or 6
Yeah,
years
that
now.
kind of comes part and parcel with this job.
Yeah, it's like I work in the games, so I run the games. I love the experience of building a story for like them to like play around with, and they love the experience of messing with that story and
Yes.
like trying to make me frustrated.
Yes.
And I just delight in that because it's like a ongoing puzzle of like how do we make the story continue, but also make interesting puzzles for them to do. It's been great. That's my relationship with my friend group is that they try to frustrate me and then I take it in stride.
Do you ever give them puzzles that aren't puzzles?
Yes.
Little red herrings, like, oh yeah, the glowing object.
What's been happening a lot recently is I'll have a story beat happen, and then they'll say something out loud that's way more interesting.
And you're like, of course.
Oh yeah, that's what it
That's
was. The
the
whole
You guys got it right on the nose. How'd you get there so quickly?
Come up with a much better plot idea than I had.
Yeah, no, so I 100% steal ideas from them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Almost
I think
every
that's
session.
pretty much the way to do DMing. Like,
That's what you do.
the second you want to stick to a game plan of sorts,
Yeah.
you will go off the rails.
Yeah,
Roll with the punches.
That's why we got into improv comedy.
like this.
Yeah. And.
Yes, and. Yes, and.
No hand.
What are you guys up to?
John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving.
What are you guys up to tomorrow?
Nothing, I'm working.
Make some hamburgers. Probably come here.
With hamburger?
In Belly.
Oh.
Wait, is Burger King open?
And we're back.
Here we go.
Brian's Whopper Corner.
Yes.
We should just have you grade the Whopper you eat that day.
Yeah, tastes like a Whopper.
No. It's gonna be like a 10-point matrix. You gotta grade like the mayonnaise-iness,
Ooh,
the like.
yeah.
The mouthfeel.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of
Are there
lettuce to
pickles
onion
on
ratio.
on a Whopper?
Yes.
Are there pickles on-
Yes,
Oh,
there's
are there
everything
pickles?
but the one thing you'd actually want, which is cheese.
There's
You
no cheese on
can
a Whopper?
get cheese on a Whopper.
It's an upcharge.
Oh, there's
Oh,
Yes.
what are you, poor?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I just don't eat at Burger King. I'm the opposite scale. It's just like at one point I went through the drive-through and I tried ordering something and they're like, "Sorry, we don't have that." So I tried ordering like 4 more things and they're like, "I'm sorry, we haven't updated our menu.
Sorry.
we don't
I
have
remember
any
they
of
were like,
that."
"Sir, we don't serve the."
Sorry, the burger machine is down right now.
It was 100% like I ordered 4 things. And they're
Sir,
like,
we
don't
don't
any
have
of
a
that."
McFlurry, and also the ice cream machine is broken.
So I was like, "Okay," and then I drove away and never went back.
Smart choice. Smart life choice.
Yeah.
I stopped going when they knew my name.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah,
fine.
I was like, this is too much Burger King.
That's why I wear the shredder glasses there. They can never figure out who I am.
Among Us?
Yeah, anytime you want, man.
There's this Eddie Blaze that keeps coming in for.
I don't know why he wears a name tag, but
I don't know why his name's Whopper.
Yeah.
Cool.
My name is Whopper.
And then
I
you
would
can name
like
your son Whopper Jr.
like any sports star.
Yeah, exactly. Name your child Jr.
Baconator and son of Baconator.
That's Wendy's.
Yes, but same concept, same naming concept.
I can't wait till we do
Like the
Supersize
Big
Me.
Mac and the. Is there a Little Mac?
Yes, but he's
He's in a video game.
There's a Little Mac
Thank you, Brian.
sandwich.
So a thing we do on this podcast / show is we watch movies
We
Yes.
do.
and then we talk about them.
Yes,
We force movies on each other.
the content you've been waiting for.
In this season, at least.
Yes.
Yeah. So
The goal is to watch things we haven't seen before based on
It's a
Actors from-
6 degrees of separation and an algorithm where you have to pick an actor from the previous movie.
Right. So we watched Revenant
Yes.
for the episode you guys haven't seen
And will not
and you
see.
probably won't see. And then Brian, it was your turn to pick a movie based
Yeah,
on
so
an
pick-
actor
tell
that
us-
was in that.
I chose Luke Haas as the actor.
How many A's and S's?
2 A's, 1 S. I wrote it down, thank God.
Like the
Oh,
avocado.
And you won't know who he is in Revenant? Is Jonesy.
Don't worry, you won't know who he is in this movie.
Yep.
No, he will. He's a pretty big part of this movie.
But are you going to recognize him, though, unless you look it up?
A Luke Haas stand?
When I googled a picture of Luke Haas, he looks exactly the same.
You had to put them side by side, though. You didn't, like, watch the movie and be like, Luke Haas.
We didn't even have to tell you that was Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Every child.
Parents were trying to cash in on that a little early.
That was Macaulay Culkin.
Oh.
So I chose Luke Haas, who is in The Witness,
Yes.
starring Harrison.
I think it's The Witness.
I'm pretty sure it's Witness.
I think it's pronounced Witness.
Anyway,
This isn't working.
it's Witness, starring Harrison Ford, and
Kathy
the
Gillis.
the cover art, whatever you call that, the box art,
Yeah.
the poster had Harrison Ford looking real 1980s, and I thought it was going to be a lot different than it was. I fired it up. I fired it up like the next day, and
You watched it really fast.
I watched it like that night, I think. I was like, I got nothing to do. Hold on. And it popped up. It was like 2 hours long drama romance. Woo!
And it
Boy,
leans
howdy,
really hard on the romance angle.
So,
and
1985.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, classic one.
I was like, this is prime Harrison Ford territory. Not quite what I expected.
I'm not gonna lie.
So, yeah,
I
let's.
didn't
Nick
mind,
Hanover
I didn't mind
Street,
the
so it's
movie.
okay.
I also didn't mind it.
It was okay.
Yeah, but
We're seeing one.
I'll tell you what, 93% critic review, 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
join
at
the 80%.
Yeah.
I was bored by it, and which is funny because as the only female in the group, I just
Yeah, we picked
was
a
bored.
romance movie for you.
I mean, I might have checked my phone once during the movie. Just
It felt really long on parts that didn't need. It could have been about 30 minutes shorter, in my opinion, and we still would have gotten the same movie.
I think
I'm
they.
waiting for Mel Gibson to show up.
Yeah.
I thought they cut parts out.
They're like,
I need
"Yeah,
that
we don't
extended cut.
We don't need the subplot with all the crime. Let's just cut that.
I had the takeaway that this was like a Hallmark movie that had Harrison Ford for, and then they were like, "Oh man, we got Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
We could put this in a movie
And it's only
theater."
belatedly that I realized they actually did that once already. It's a
Oh,
movie
did
called
they?
Hanover Street. Yes, I'll
Oh
tell you
my
about it
gosh.
off the.
Okay, and then it was like, and then we got to add 30 minutes of like Philadelphia cop stuff.
Yeah.
Or it was
Yeah, and it certainly started off
I
different than I
definitely
thought.
It was going to take place in Philly.
Yeah.
Like they were going to have to. It was about them living with Harrison Ford. Like,
And running around the streets of Philadelphia trying to keep these Amish people. Put on these street clothes. Like, take off that stupid hat.
Then somebody said that, and then the guy was like, "What if we did the reverse?"
So premise of the movie is that an Amish kid watches a murder happen in Philadelphia,
In a train station bathroom.
Right, and Harrison Ford is trying to get the kid to tell him who
His
did it.
detective book.
Detective book, and then
Captain Detective.
and then he finds out that it's one of the narcotics guys at the police
Yeah, but
station.
you have to explain the scene and how we figured that out.
Oh, we'll get to that. I'm just going over like a baseline of like here's how the movie happens. So
Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen Witness and really care to.
If you haven't seen this 1986 classic.
Right.
85.
So find out who did it, and then he has to go hide out on a farm in Amish country because he gets shot to recover. Because
Yeah, the
he's,
bad guys are they
right.
know who he is.
Because
and they know
everyone in
that
the
he's
police, he
investigating.
can't trust anyone in the police force except for his partner.
Yeah, who has a bad ending.
Yeah.
He also tells the chief of police.
Yes, but he's a bad guy, right?
Yeah, which I definitely was like
Yeah.
immediately. I was like, oh yeah, the chief of police. is-
What surprised me is that we get into this movie, and in the opening thing, it's like, Danny Glover's in this movie. I'm like, oh, Danny Glover's going to play a cop, like he always does.
He did.
He did.
And he and he did. And then we get into this movie, and you watch Danny Glover murder a guy with a knife.
Before you know he's a cop. And
Yeah.
that he's
Yeah.
killing a cop. It's
Also,
like two cops
that
are
guy
killing
died
another
with
cop.
his like jacket over his head. Like that's not a good way
Right.
to die.
And it was just like, oh, God, Danny Glover, why?
Yeah, I really wanted this to be a buddy cop, Danny Glover.
Right, yeah.
I want to know what Danny Glover got paid because it's like they had the least amount of money budget. Just to like, can we get a little Danny Glover? Like we got you in like 3-4 scenes.
It's the other way around. They're like, this Danny Glover guy won't leave us alone. I don't know, just put him in a couple scenes.
I feel like we looked at his picture on the wall longer than we actually saw him in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the kid's staring through the glass.
So
Oh.
the way the moment we figure out that Danny Glover is A cop and B the guy who did it is the kid starts looking at like is at the police station, starts looking at all like the award ceremonies and stuff, and he sees a picture of Danny Glover accepting an award,
Yeah, that's how we found out he's a sergeant.
and he just like stares at it for like a couple minutes.
I mean, long enough that Harrison Ford across the room notices while
Right,
he's on a
and
boat.
Harrison Ford's like, why is that kid looking at that poster? Wait, why is that kid looking at that poster?
Oh, why was every cop in that station strangely just like rubbing that kid's head as everywhere? They're like, come on, kid. It's...
This scene is like a criminal's accosting him and they're trying to give him weird food and like touching him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, where is the mother at all? And then
She was getting the dish from Harrison Ford's sister still back at the house.
like, swapping gossip about Harrison Ford at home.
I can't wait.
while the
I
kids
would have loved
wandering
to see the
around.
gossip swap because she'd been like, Harrison Ford's a good cop, and she'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, the wheat harvest came in well this year.
I forgot about the romance part. So Harrison Love falls in love with the
Yeah, we'll get there.
Amish mother.
Kind
The
of, sort of.
Kind of, yeah. Falls in lust with the Amish lady.
Yeah, kind of. She also does too, though.
He just stares her down at one point
Yeah.
while something.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the weird dance scene
Yeah.
as they sweat just rolls off.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that looks awesome.
Very zoomed in on Harrison Ford, so you didn't have to see that he couldn't actually dance. He's just like,
Yeah.
What? You're telling me Indiana Jones, slash Deckard slash all these other famous couldn't dance.
He's got that middle school dance going real hard.
Whirls with her.
Sure.
So Harrison Ford gets shot by Danny Glover in a parking garage.
Which I love that scene because there's this old couple
Yeah.
That's my goal.
they try to leave the elevator and this shootout's happening and Harrison Ford's like
right
leave!
in front of the
Why are
elevator.
you here?
And then she comes back out.
Forcing the elevator.
He comes back and she's like, wait, that's my car. And then more gunshots happen.
And the grandpa or whatever, the old man is just like, get in here, you idiot.
Yeah, so he goes to hide out for an
I
amount
forgot
of
all the
time.
blood in his suit.
When Harrison Ford goes to drop off the Amish people, it's like, your guy's going to get killed. He goes to try to drop them off.
Talk about Harrison Ford's car for a minute here. You tell me this man's a police detective and he drives like.
It's his sister's car.
You go.
That's his sister's car. He swaps cars. Remember, he leaves it at his
He can't
sister's.
drive
Because he
the-
thinks that's
What does he
gonna.
drive?
Some big old four-door something,
What they were driving,
like a Lincoln or a
When
Ford
they were driving
Continental
around,
thing.
like, asking the random street people, like,
Oh
hey, did
yes,
you kill the
police
guy?
work.
Yeah, they go harass. They just go accost random black people in a bar because does it look like this guy?
Right.
And then
We keep bringing him back to the kid. And his kid's in the back of the cop car.
Yeah. The beginning of the
Glass.
movie was rough in the racial profiling.
yeah,
Well, that's what they used to call police work.
Didn't they like call the partner who was also black at one point?
well the kid uses like the Amish word for the runt of the sheep litter or whatever, and then Harrison Ford bucks up on him. Yeah, he's like runt or big like me. It's probably the funniest part of the movie.
The mother having to explain what it means.
Yeah.
Yes, he goes to drop the mom and the kid back home, and then he like faints from blood loss. And
Oh,
that's how
right,
he
yeah.
ends up
Yeah, yeah.
staying.
Then they drag him inside
It's
the bird box or bird box.
Bird
Jeez.
box. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. And then he has fever dreams for X amount of time until his gunshot wound heals, and he wakes up. He's
Oh, now my-
milking cows. He's building barns.
My favorite scene when the kid finds the gun.
They just
In
The kid's
what
just
is
playing with
purely an 80s scene, Harrison Ford just takes the bullets out of it. Here you go, kid, play
yeah.
with this.
Come on, don't do that. Here you go.
That would say for you to play with.
And the fact
Uh.
that those
Trust me,
bullets
yeah.
then end up in like the flour
Yes.
or something
Yeah.
to hide from them. And
Well, yeah,
she gives
because
it
Amish
back
people don't know
to
what
him.
bullets are.
They know-
Oh my gosh.
Don't listen to him. He's
They have a whole conversation about it. It's like, hey, you shouldn't have touched this because, like, that's a tool for murder, and
We don't do that.
We don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
old,
he
the
didn't explain
grandpa.
how it worked.
And you need
It's like,
to.
okay, so the gun hit the thing, he hits the firing pin when you pull the trigger, and he wouldn't know bullets are an integral part of this.
That's fair.
He's also like, doesn't need to know.
He's like a smart stuff.
When he grows up, he's gonna be in the
Is
red.
he? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we saw him for like.
Yeah, he
the
must have learned that
beginning,
lesson.
And then he's like playing with the toy. Like he, as a character,
They cut him out quite a bit. Yeah.
fades out entirely.
Yeah, because I need to know if Harrison Ford and Kathy Gillis are going to get
Yeah,
together or not.
because it just becomes a story.
A slow Amish romance.
No one made that
So-
scene.
Nobody likes the city Englishman
That's true.
Yeah, they keep calling everyone the English.
because I think they're German, Dutch,
Yeah,
like.
yeah, in English are their term for non-Amish.
Yeah.
That's my historical factoid about this movie.
Yeah, you could figure that out if you watch the movie.
They're not subtle about it.
Yeah.
The whole love story would have made a lot more sense to me if there was a scene where she was like laying down and he had like a box of animal crackers and he was like,
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
Stop it. No.
Aerosmith
you're
was
cut
playing.
off. You're
So
cut off.
the end of the movie is all the bad cops are like, oh, we know where he is.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta break
And-
this down.
Hang on. Before we get to the end, we need to talk about the fact that the timeline here made no sense. He gets shot. He almost bleeds out and faints. They patch him up with
Thank God the Amish
magic,
doctor was there.
apparently. And
Second
then
one.
Make a poultice.
some, yeah,
Oh,
and
send
then
some
they like
tea.
drink the tea, and then the next thing you know, he's got the carpentry going. He's helping build a barn. He's
Well, that
like
takes a
up
day.
and
Well, hang on a minute.
He's milking cows. Yeah.
fixes his car somehow in this.
Well, that's also
Guys,
car,
Think
car
about it,
racing
though.
takes a day.
How many times have you seen an Amish person sick or wounded? Never. Like good Amish medicine.
It is like the timeline's really weird if you go into like healing from a gunshot wound plus developing a relationship with these characters.
Also, how come
Fixing
nobody
a
at
car
work
that-
was like, "Hey, you haven't shown up for 2 weeks. You're fired."
Oh no, they did, right?
Not
Well, they
really. He
just
kept
came
calling
back.
back in.
I mean, they asked his partner, then they
Like,
killed his partner
like,
supposedly.
for him,
Yeah,
we
but
just here
okay,
to talk.
nobody fired him. Like, where's HR?
And you can't fire him if you don't see him.
The guy was trying.
Do they need to cut to the scene of him getting paperwork done that they don't hand to him? Like,
Desk and it's
Yeah.
like a pile of paperwork.
By by the way, while we're shooting you, you're also fired.
Yeah.
You have to give your job to somebody else who shows up for work.
Or worse, like as they're shooting, I was like, "Hey, can you come in for extra hours this weekend?" By the way,
You gotta make up that time.
yeah.
Yeah, so the timeline is crazy because he heals up real fast with magic.
Do you
with
really want to
Amish
watch
magic.
a half an hour of him laying around in bed while she just putts around the house?
We kind of did see that.
That was the same. No, it was less time than the amount of time it took to solve the crime, which was half an hour.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes, he knew the culprit way faster.
He was like,
than-
one of these two guys? No, I know who it is.
And then the whole time you've got Carl from Die Hard making goo eyes at the
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was.
Rachel.
That's who I was trying
I
to
would have
yes.
picked a different movie, but that's okay. I've already locked it in.
It's not Die Hard.
It's not Die Hard.
I think they were really trying to sell the whole like their German thing by using a
That guy?
legitimate
Yeah.
German guy
But
to,
also,
like,
the
mean
mo-
bug Harrison Ford the whole time.
the beginning of the movie where he starts ghostwriting the.
Oh, the wagon?
It's like as they're on the train,
Showing off to the kid.
He's just like,
Standing on the back of the wagon, just, yeah!
I'm like, that guy has the riz.
That guy is the Amish Dukes of Hazzard.
Right. That guy.
There's
gets
a
it.
mean man wearing like a white Amish hat with no mustache going, Hazard boys have ruined all my crooked schemes.
And then he immediately gets showed up by City Slicker Harrison Ford.
Right.
He has a car.
And a suit.
I don't have to use a horse.
He has a radio in his car.
That's true.
Yeah, the music.
That they
Yeah.
fix on Amish land that has no.
Well, Amish are very good with batteries,
they
don't you
have
know?
no cars. How did he replace the windshield?
Oh, magic.
Well, he made a new one.
I'm sure
At the
nobody
forge.
noticed
Yeah.
that the Amish were suddenly ordering car parts.
I mean, to be fair, they were
replace-
like near a town.
Yeah.
Kinda. 1980s windshield repair service was probably.
Also, can we talk about how at one point Harrison Ford gets out of the buggy to kick the crap out of the
Oh, yeah, when
tourists
he-
Oh,
who
that
are
was
like
Iowa.
pushing on people?
Yeah, they were
And
like, "You
they're-
can't fight us. You're Amish." And he's like, "Oh, really?"
I like by the ancient rules of Amish stuff, you cannot fight me.
And then they're like, "Oh, he's from another branch."
He's from Ohio.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, but what do
he's
you
from
know?
Ohio.
Other than you who grew up in Ohio, what do you know about the Ohio?
And that's actually how he gets got. Is because one of the other Amish was like, "Yo, this Ohio Amish person tried to beat up people. That's not right."
And he's over at the Lap farm or whatever, yeah.
I don't know if that guy was Amish, but he was like definitely involved.
No,
with,
he
like,
wasn't
the
Amish.
tourist
Yeah, he was
trade.
like the annoying neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Who kept calling him like Amish or something too. Like
Yep.
he's like going out of his way to
Oh,
mispronounce the name.
Also, well, yeah, but like telling that police force wasn't going to do anything. We already saw those guys were idiots when they was trying to get them to call the Amish people to harass them.
Then in that scene we also got to see young Viggo Mortensen
Oh,
just
yeah.
chilling in the back of a cart, just doing nothing, just there. I'm like, pause this movie. Hold up, go back.
Wait,
Who the?
Yes.
Yes.
Kidding, I saw
Wait,
it.
Harrison Ford was in this movie?
Who was in this movie? And I should have picked something with him.
Oh, I should pick something with Haley Joel Osment.
So they go back, they hang out some more, they build a barn.
Bill Barn.
Yep.
Romance develops even more. Yeah, they dance.
Yeah,
They tell her to stop being such a little wench.
Yeah. Stop having impure thoughts
Yeah.
about the weirdo that you brought home.
Oh, I'm sorry. The only man I haven't seen since I was born.
Right.
And he danced with me.
And he's Harrison Ford, like, in his prime.
And my husband just died.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that part.
You're
Yeah.
an old man with no mustache. You have no right to tell me who to like.
They make a big thing at one point about Carl from Die Hard who wants to marry her is basically like her father's never had a son guy too. So there's
He's
like
like also
all
like
that
their
weird,
third
there's a
cousin
lot
or
of weird-
something. Yeah, they're
I
like
mean,
related
it's
somehow.
Amish. Yeah, so there's a lot of that like pseudo love triangle.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, but on the other hand,
obviously
at the
wasn't.
end, he was coming back. So sometimes you just gotta take what shows up to
You
your
gotta
doorstep.
take what you gotta just settle.
He was walking on over, taking some steps.
Did not ghost ride in the wagon. You see?
Anyway, all the cops died.
Yeah, the cops show.
No, we gotta break this down.
The cops show up,
Yeah, the-
have a horrible gunfight.
First of all,
Guy gets killed by corn.
show up. They didn't bring all the cops. They brought
was-
the three conspirators
It was the two that killed the guy and,
and the
police
chief of police. So it's like
All the
all
cops.
the actors we knew who were cops. Bring them.
Right.
All the extras can stay.
Right. And they go to the farm.
Yeah, they bring 2 shotguns and a handgun up
Yeah.
for the 3 of them.
Yeah, one guy dies to corn.
Oh my God.
Danny Glover gets shot,
Yeah.
and then the other guy lives.
Buried in like a silo.
Yeah, the corn is actually the only death in the movie worse than getting stabbed in your jacket over your head.
Yeah.
get drowned by corn.
Yeah, it was not
Yeah.
pleasant. And that scene went on for a while.
That was a really bad. Like they wanted that to be the action scene. It's like, how do we do this in a barn?
They shot it, they were like, okay,
Have Danny Glover stepping some cow crap? Like, get mad about it.
we're
Ugh.
gonna make a movie about the Stephen King novel called Children of the Corn. So we shot that scene, and then somebody was like, "You guys know they already
Wait,
made
Korn
that
was
movie."
in this movie?
They were like, "Oh man, well I guess it's an Amish movie now."
Yep. And then old boy gives up. And the most overacted scene was Harrison Ford and the cop yelling at each other to put their guns down at the same time.
If he shot and killed Harrison Ford in that scene, he would then not be able to be tried for all the other crimes he had committed. Yeah, he'd go down for murdering Harrison Ford, but not all the other things he had just done.
Well, who knows? Yeah. I mean,
Back to the car thing too. The whole time I was watching that, I just kept thinking about how he is literally murdering somebody with their food supply.
Yep.
And then he digs around to find the guy's gun and leaves the body
Yep.
in their. Food
sorry about your
supply.
year's worth of harvest.
And I was just like, wow,
The Amish probably-
weapon, I guess that he.
And he immediately discards after he kills Danny Glover.
Corn,
That English
corn
fire
gas.
stick,
Yes.
that fancy musket he had.
The fancy musket. Yes.
And then he gets intimidated by all the Amish people coming running over the hill.
Again, this is my problem with the idea.
They sprint from the outlying farms
They
to.
were filming Children of the Corn. They were like, no.
Yeah.
And the kid, for some reason,
Where else is he gonna go? I mean, he went and got the people.
stay where the other farm is.
Suddenly the kid was important again, so they had to like find things for him to
Yeah,
do
'cause
in
he's the
this
witness.
scene. Yeah, nobody cared about that for the hour in between the two
Yeah,
car
because
scenes.
Harrison Ford was macking on his
I
mom.
think it was supposed to be like a romance movie with Harrison Ford, and then they're like, oh man, we gotta
demonstrated.
put this in a movie and add 30 minutes. Let's add murder. It's just gonna end with them kissing, and then it was gonna be like that's the end. Of
That
the
would have been a
movie.
better ending.
Which they were really bad at that.
Yeah.
Their faces
Yeah.
got mushed together very
I
well.
thought that was a dream when I first watched it. I thought they were all having some kind of hallucination, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be really.
How many times do you hallucinate that you take?
No, not that part, but
The part where they were like,
Where she runs outside after he's done with the birdhouse,
yeah.
yes.
and they just start making out in the road. We're like, they said we shouldn't be together. Hope nobody's watching.
That's
Like,
called
Yeah, like, out in the field.
That's
Yeah.
just how they show kindness.
And that was really why I was like, okay, this is not really, this is like in their minds, like she's fantasizing about this or something, because they make a big deal about how like, oh, you can't like him, he's not of us, and then they're in the field just where everyone can see them. And it's just like,
Well, that's probably Amish. And I imagine, like, if you pulled the camera out further, you'd see all the people on the ridge line just
Just,
sitting
like,
there
watching.
with their corn, like, eating it, like, oh, the movie's going to be good tonight.
the corn that someone's gonna die in
Yes.
the next 10 minutes.
I got to eat it quick.
So,
one
yeah.
part that got me on board with the movie as I dropped my pen is that at the beginning of the movie they're doing like the funeral procession, I guess for the
The husband.
whatever her
Yes,
name
the
is, his
husband.
husband, and they start. It's all done from like the Amish perspective, so it's like it looks very old timey.
Yes,
like
I know the scene you're
they're
talking
doing
about.
like, and then after that, it's like Pennsylvania, 1984 or 85, and it's like, by the way, this is President
Yeah.
Day. It's like, okay, I'm on board now. That was funny for me. I know it wasn't funny at the time, but that was funny for me. I'm on board for the movie, and then I just kind of stayed on board.
yeah, I didn't dislike it. It was not what I expected, but better than. So I had no expectations, so I wasn't like let down.
If I would watched it on a plane, I wouldn't have said it was a waste of time.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you're gonna be flying anyway.
exactly. But look, you can pick a bad movie on a plane that makes the plane side worse.
Sure, yeah.
This wouldn't have.
And in the end, guy gets arrested. Harrison Ford goes home. The end.
Man, yeah, they don't even end
I
up
can't wait for
together.
Witness 2. That he has a son.
Oh, man, Witness 2?
Surprise.
Witness 2, the witnessing?
Yes. Witnesser.
Witnesser.
Witness harder.
Witness harder.
Witness free or die hard.
Man, I'm sad that there's a Die Hard person in this movie, because I did not pick Die Hard.
Well, speaking of picking movies,
Yes.
so did you already make a choice?
I did.
Can't wait.
Oh,
I
wait.
was going to give you two choices.
Did
but
we explain how we picked the next movie?
Yeah, I think so. We're doing it like the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon thing, kind of, where you, as long as an actor's connecting from a previous movie, you can kind of follow the flow that way.
Can't
Or a
wait for the Kevin
director,
Bacon season.
I guess. But there is a Amish mother in this movie who is also in a different movie, not as an Amish mother, but as
Are we talking about Kelly McGillis,
Yes.
the main chick?
Kelly McGillis.
Yeah, she was
I
famous.
wanted a nice change of pace from a slow, dramatic romance
So the
movie.
Baywatch movie.
So I picked maybe the fastest movie of all time.
Tell me she's in rubber.
It's
I
also
was
a
going to say Fast and the
movie.
Furious.
It's also a movie I've never seen,
Oh.
which is a.
The Speed.
It is called Top Gun.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
I have never seen Top Gun.
Well, are you kidding me?
we get Brian. We'll get to talk about the sweet.
Which one are we Which one are we watching?
She was only in the second one as a cutaway scene as replay.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the first one.
Have you seen the second one?
I have not.
Okay, you know about the cutaway scene
I
though.
was going to say,
I looked this up.
Okay.
Brian, we definitely have to talk about the stupid football game they invented.
We will figure out what to talk about next time.
Right, the moment
I got this to say.
the moment I saw it, I was like, okay, I can't put it off any longer. I gotta watch Top Gun at some point.
I
I've
only
never
have
seen it.
one thing to say to you, and that's take my breath away.
Oh.
Is that in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
It is so famous that the house where that scene's going to happen in still exists, and they painted an entire Top Gun mural around the house.
Oh, that's great.
It's a
I'm
thing.
excited.
They made a second movie like 25 years later, whatever it is, with the.
They made sure those guys
Well,
showed up.
it was-
again.
No, there
Those
was John
movies-
Hamm in this one.
It's one of those movies that like I need to have seen,
was,
Yeah.
and I have not.
I agree.
Colonel
Well,
is like, you're too old for this.
This is the time that I'm gonna watch
He's the
Top
smart
Gun,
one, then.
and I'm gonna make you guys watch
No,
it.
John
again.
Hamm's.
I will gladly watch Top Gun again. I've seen it several
It
times.
is
Or
on.
do you not watch it and then you try and convince them?
Oh,
No,
that
because
you did?
here's the problem, though, is that, like, we know too much about Top Gun.
Right.
We're going to be getting up into the danger zone.
We can't do that
You
with
know-
this movie, but
You know, Top Gun used to have a, I don't know if it still does, but where I grew up, so you guys have King's Dominion in Virginia, and we had King's Island, which is all Paramount.
Yeah.
There was a Top Gun roller coaster.
Yeah. We had the movie tie-in for Days of Thunder. It's that at ours.
Yeah, so it was like a no car, and it's just connected from the top, and you go around and all that. It
Okay.
wasn't a super like scary roller coaster, but
Did Goose die?
wow,
roller coaster-
spoilers for
I have not-
somebody who
I don't know
hasn't
who that
seen
is.
He doesn't even know
I
who
had-
Goose is.
I haven't seen this movie. Well, that's spoiled for me. I'm not gonna forget this.
Bet on the Iceman.
Spoiled. Anyway,
What a guy.
Iceman is Val Kilmer, right?
I don't know. You can tell me next week.
No, you could be my
I
wingman.
will come back with my movie report on Top Gun next week.
I can't wait to hear you break down the volleyball scene.
I'm excited. This is the
Hey, I need 4 to 5 paragraphs, double spaced.
Yeah.
one of my
It might
favorite
not be
movies of all
something
time
to
is
say.
Independence Day. One of my least favorite movies of all time is Independence Day Resurgence. So if we do like,
They made another one?
Yes.
Actually, I didn't know
It was-
about
I did not know about
It
that.
was in it. It's one of the. It was Chris Pine. Somebody really blonde and stupid was in it.
And
I
it's
saw
fun.
the
I don't
second
remember. It's
Independence
so
Day.
bad.
I've never even heard of it existing. Like,
No, it has to be, it's in the future, and they have like a moon base. It's
the
really
movie
stupid.
ends with Lieutenant Commander Data staring off into space.
At another Lieutenant Commander Data that's floating through space.
Brent, whatever his name is.
Brent.
The
Yeah.
man I have a vendetta against.
Staring up into space and saying, "Let's go kick some alien A," and it just made me so mad because you have Lieutenant Commander Data saying that, and I'm just like, anyway. So
I
we're
remember
gonna
this
watch
movie.
Top
Is
Gun.
this the Independence movie that doesn't exist?
Independence Day Resurgence.
It definitely did. It definitely
It came out
happened.
in
I
theaters.
definitely wasted
It has
money
people
seeing
in it. I don't remember the people.
What year did this come out?
Like 20.
I was working here, yeah. So it was like billed as like the we're bringing back the summer epic movie.
Right. Will Smith was so
And it was
busy
bad.
that he couldn't be in it, but they have his picture in the White House.
And they also didn't give me a clean wrap.
But it's a picture from him, like in a scene where there wouldn't have been anyone with cameras. So it's like, how did they get this picture? Did they get it from a satellite?
Also, I was
Like,
upset that
Oh, wait,
Randy
I think I
Quaid was
did
in
because
it.
isn't it in like when he's inside the like cockpit of the alien ship or something
Something
like
like
that?
that, where he's
Maybe
just like.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's selfieing it up on their way up.
There were also the.
2016 is
Yeah, I
when
told you
it's
this
released.
movie happened.
It's already
My favorite
8 years
part of the
old.
movie- we're going to talk about this now. My favorite part of the movie is there are Somali pirates that, because aliens happened, they're like, people need to band together. We're going to go hunt aliens. So the whole like time between the first movie and this movie, they've been hunting aliens in the jungle. And I want to see that movie.
Yes, I remember the scene now. Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
see
Where they have
that
to go to
movie.
where like
Isn't that
the
called
alien.
Predators?
Yeah, I want to see that movie.
They had to go to where like
Doesn't that
the
exist
alien
already?
extractor was,
Yeah.
like harvesting the planet or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
So anyway,
this is
Top
coming
Gun.
back to me like a horrible dream.
It's great. Top Gun. Let's watch Top Gun.
You know,
Cool.
Let's
some
talk
say
about whatever this
that
Yeah.
is.
it's impossible to do inverted over a MiG-29.
I don't know what that means.
You will.
Well, let's stop talking about Top Gun before the man's seen it. Jesus, man.
Next
Such a
week, we
classic.
might talk about Top
Yeah, yeah.
Gun. We can get away from it today.
So that was movie time on Yang Talk.
Now we could watch Independence Day too.
No.
No.
The other movies
What if we
I had
just
in
watch
mind
Independence Day
were
twice?
a Harrison Ford connection, but I've seen most of those. So I was like, I wanted to
Blade
pick something
Runner.
I hadn't watched. I've seen it.
2049.
I've seen it. They're both really good. Clear
American
and Present
Graffiti.
Danger.
We already picked out a movie.
All right, we're cutting this off. This will go on forever. Tom names things until you make him stop.
It's time
I
for
forgot we
games.
have to play game.
We're running out of time here a little bit.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So this is Seinfeld or Sunny.
Ooh, how does this work, Tom?
I will read you a quote from one of the two shows, and then you guys will have to guess which show it's from, and then we'll tally up the answers and keep a score.
All right, raining.
Does this episode count, or can we?
It counts. I wrote it down.
Nope.
It is
Hold
written
on.
down.
Under the
we will
laws
count
of
it.
Yang Talk, if there is a written record, it counts.
Damn.
Just so we all know, Brian is winning at.
It's one.
It's one to you. Y'all got 0.
Yeah, we're not doing hard math.
Ain't no partial points
No,
unless we tie.
Oh,
we're not doing hard math.
If we tie, we both get a point.
oh, nuts.
But it's best of 3.
Brian is winning so
Oh,
far.
no.
So everyone ready for number one?
Number one.
Later, dudes. SU in your A's. Don't wear your C's and J's and all over your B's.
Is this edited or is this actually? This is verbatim. Okay.
Verbatim.
Oh my gosh, somebody left.
Can you repeat the statement?
Later, dudes. SU in your A's. Don't wear a C and J all over your B's.
We're doing 3 of these today?
Yeah.
It will
All right.
always be three.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm ready.
Okay.
You guys put more effort into thinking about this than I do.
Brian, you want to start?
I said Seinfeld. It's
I said Always Sunny in Philadelphia because we just watched a movie set in Philadelphia called The Witness.
Great. What a justification. I also say Sunny because it sounds like
It
a
is a
Sunny.
Charlieism.
I say it sounded too much like Sunny that I was like,
Yep.
that one looked too obvious. I was like, he's pulling a fast one.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying.
Well, you got me with it.
Okay, everybody ready for number two?
All right, let's do it.
You look like an egg with legs.
Right.
Be about George Costanza. Or it could be about Frank.
I mean, they are essentially the same character.
They
So-
literally so much are.
Or it could be about a third person. I'm going to be way off base.
A special celebrity guest.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Like an
Pete
egg.
Hernandez.
I don't know who that
He
is.
played for the Mets.
The Mets.
All right, Sarah, who'd you pick?
I think it's Seinfeld because I don't remember that in Sunny.
I also said Seinfeld.
I also said Seinfeld.
You're all wrong. Sonny.
Wow.
It's Charlie talking to Frank when he's wearing the jeans.
Ah,
Oh, that's right because they're two.
It sounded dumb enough to be Seinfeld.
The,
It would also
is
apply.
Keith Hernandez, the player that Stanza kidnapped.
No, that's Danny Tartable.
Right, because he played for the Yankees.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, I'm back.
All right, everybody ready for number three?
Yep.
This one's a little long, so get ready. Great. You know what? Why don't you put it in the car so I don't toss it in that dumpster? This one is especially themed for our episode today. I know, 'cause when I explain the scene, it will.
I assumed.
Yep. I'm good.
Okay.
Start with you, Brendan.
I chose Seinfeld.
Me too.
Same.
Yes, it is Seinfeld, and in that scene, he is discussing going to Pennsylvania Dutch Amish country, and he's talking about the stupid hat that his girlfriend buys for him.
Oh, okay.
Do not remember any scenes from Seinfeld.
Look, I worked hard to find an Amish tie-in here.
Sarah. Both ended up with 2 points.
We did end up with 2
Brian,
points.
how many points did you end up with?
With one. So you both have 1 point.
So we're all tied is the.
Tied all around. Got it.
I just went Seinfeld down the board no matter what was happening. After that first one, I was like, one of them might be. We'll see what he does this week.
Winners never. Wait, cheaters never. What's the thing? Cheaters never do the thing.
Prosper.
And
Unless you
but
buy
winners
my
do.
cheating the prosperous way.
Winners do the thing.
No, that's The Rock with Sean Connery and
Rock?
Nicolas Cage.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh,
You're talking about the prom queen?
We can't say the full quote, but yes, it's
Oh, I'll
about the
do it right
prom.
after we stop recording now.
It's about the
It's
prom
the only
queen.
Sean
Yes.
Connery thing I can do.
Are you guys ready for some Would You Rather?
Yes.
So the other game that we play is Would You Rather.
You guys have never heard of this before.
It's you choose
What
one of two
nonsense.
things, and there's no points or winnings.
No points, I quit.
Yeah, how am I supposed to know who won?
Vibes.
Kids to
Yeah.
give it to him.
Oh, no.
No, it's on screen. Oh, we failed.
All right.
All right. So I start, and then everyone else is supposed to come up with one, which we've had varying levels of success with.
I came prepared this time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one is: Would you rather lose a finger or have a headache every day for the rest of your life?
Which
Why
finger?
is this?
Lose a finger.
Lose a finger. Like, I
Well, I
already-
got a man. Which finger?
Can I do that now?
Is it
Yeah.
like a Yakuza situation?
Because
I
I
don't-
already have the headache.
People live without fingers all the time
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah, didn't you watch that Jared Leto movie where he did that?
Can I
Well, he
choose
was in
like a
the Yakuza.
pinky?
I
many
didn't say
fingers
what
does
kind
it
of.
Isn't that a show
For
on
me to
HBO? Or
lose
is
No,
it.
it
it?
was a
I
Netflix
don't
movie.
know.
Yes.
Yeah, the outside.
Yeah, now get rid of a finger. I'm not trying to be miserable all the time. Like, I'll learn to adapt.
Especially if I can choose
All
the
right.
finger.
Yeah.
Don't take my bowling fingers.
Just so everybody knows, last week it was
Hooks and peg legs
a
and
hook or a peg leg.
They're always about losing body.
or
The best part is that
and then 2 hooks or 2 peg legs.
we're always immediately, all three of us are like, yeah, the same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
duh.
of course, yeah.
There was a lot of Whopper conversation about the hook.
Nah, never would.
Yeah, actually, though, yeah, that's true. Like a shawarma of Whoppers.
Warm-up. All right, who's going first?
Oh, okay, I'll go. All right. Would you rather destroy the One of One Wu-Tang album or be a bungee rope tester?
Oh.
I've heard the album stinks, so I'll go ahead and get rid of it.
It says bungee jump?
I don't
Would you? I'd rather just.
know.
I don't want the chance of me dying, or I don't have to listen to a thing something I already haven't listened to. Then have heard that it is bad.
Wu-Tang that already exists.
I destroy art all the time.
Yeah. No, thank Like, if my
No, thank
percentage
you.
of my death goes up like a percentage point, I start to get concerned. With a bungee jump thing, it goes up like multiple percent. I'm good. No
What
Wu-Tang
if
for
it was
me.
like
Don't.
a country like really known for quality?
Oh, I thought you were going to say what if it was a
Mexico.
country. Wu-Tang
You can Six Sigma your manufacturing for bungee jumps as much as you want.
Wu-Tang album, it gets close.
Yeah, it has a lot.
Wait, yeah, will you?
I mean, it worked for Beyonce.
Yeah,
it
enter
would work
the
for
Shaolin
Wu-Tang.
country, y'all.
It wouldn't be Enter the Dojo, it'd be Enter the Barn.
It was a pickup truck.
Yeah. Didn't Post Malone just go country recently with
No, that's Jolly Roger.
Morgan Wallen
Oh gosh.
I don't know anything about that guy
Yeah.
except he has dumb face tattoos.
and a very expensive magic card?
And a very expensive.
Undisputed boxing champion.
Of what? Getting his.
Oh, what movie is that?
Mike Tyson.
Back at it again, folks.
Undisputed boxing champion.
That free association went real hard. All right,
You know the guy with
Tom's villain name, the Derailer.
the derailer. Yeah.
time waster? Oh, I already have the name.
Anybody? Who's next on Would You Rather?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Would you rather earn a cent for every step you take or $1 for every time you jump?
Cent for every step I take.
That's a lot. Like, I don't walk that often.
I mean, look, you already walk in life.
Yeah,
though.
but imagine, like...
You can jump one time and do 100 steps. So let's say you get 800 steps in a day.
but unless-
I can jump 8 times right now to make the same amount of money and be fine. And
Right.
Unless I'm.
I would have quit my... No, I would have jumped while I'm working. That's...
yeah, you don't have to jump high. You just gotta jump.
While you're working,
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
Walking is jumping.
No, because you have both feet on the ground at the same time,
How do you walk?
or one at a time.
No.
No, I'd go like that.
I have never seen you do this.
Like a horse?
You never
like,
seen me walk either.
I guess I've never. Yeah.
pull up, like,
Yeah.
as you're going?
My two back legs are on the ground.
No,
Hmm.
I gotta go with the jump thing. Like, the universe would know, like, the intent behind the step or the jump, so, like...
Well,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about intent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but, like...
By the rules of what would you rather? Yes, it does. This is the whole point of would you rather. Is you can't like technicality your way out of stuff. Like,
Yeah, well, I'm just assuming you get paid paid no matter if you're trying to get paid or
Yeah.
not, as long as you're
Is
doing
it
it.
As long as you do-
bi-weekly or is it like instantaneous?
How much is the government going to take?
This isn't changing my answer.
It doesn't matter. The tax rate is the tax rate is the same on the amount of money you make, whether walking or jumping.
Do I have to report it? Is it cash
Oh
or do
my
I
God.
get a check?
How many times do I jump to pay the IRS?
Yeah, you're jumping to pay the IRS. I'm walking and they're going to get pennies from me.
You just like go on a jump rope training.
Pay for lunch. Like,
Yeah. But I'm
Oh my
already
God.
walking.
oh my gosh.
I'm the national jump rope
Cass, on
champ.
the other hand,
You could jump for 10 seconds and get the same amount of money you would walking all day.
Yeah, then I would have had to jump for 10 seconds.
are we?
Which one do you think is difficult? More difficult? Walking all day.
That's the thing I already do.
Mm.
I say jump too, because yes, I could do.
It's 100 times more efficient. Like,
Guys, tired and broke.
more money than you for sure, and I'll be in better shape. Like, I'm gonna be jump roping everywhere, rich as hell.
Well, this is America.
Yeah.
And when you break
This,
your
we're
ankle,
announcing our
jumping, and you have to go to the
run
hospital.
for-
Nobody's ever broken their ankle walking
Well, I'm
down some stairs, off a curb.
Yeah.
Just walking in general.
Yeah,
walk inside.
Just existing. I think about my ankle and it starts to hurt.
I'm thinking about your ankle right now. How's it feel?
Well, anyway,
My ankle hurts now.
Well, wait, hold on.
I think I'll do my would you rather real quick before my ankle breaks.
Is it, would you rather break your ankle?
It has nothing to do with ankles, actually. Well, I guess in the grand scheme of things, everything has to do with ankles. Would you rather be the captain of a starship in Star Trek or Star Wars?
Wars.
Interesting.
Star Trek.
Why?
Oh,
Uh,
I'm gonna have to say Star Wars because the only Star Trek I like was original series.
The worst one.
No,
TNG's the best
I'm a
one.
big Spock person.
and now she's
She's
going to put
nine?
clips from
Like-
TLC.
Spock's in TNG.
That's true. I can't wait.
He
to-
old, but 500 cigarettes. Computer.
There's also the.
I mean, I
the
know
one
they're
where
in
Kirk
other
is in.
movies, but
Yeah.
or other shows.
Yeah, Kirk and
but
Picard team up to solve a problem.
what can I say? Original series is literally the only. I don't like
Have
a
you
lot
watched
of
the animated
people
original
on
series?
Next Generation.
Oh, we got a fish bowler. Somebody was looking in the reflective window, adjusting their blouse.
There were just a lot of those
Push
characters.
the door.
that-
Man, we're trying to film a podcast here.
So, you said Star Wars.
Yes, Wars.
Why?
Because my secret dream is to be Russell Crowe in Master and Commander, and there's no fucking combat.
I feel like that's more like Star Trek.
So,
Much more like.
Yes, there's no.
combat.
Wait,
We
wait.
got so close.
I know.
I
I'm,
need
I'm
a-
sure I said a word earlier, but
I don't know if you did.
I don't know. I've been trying.
No bleeping
No
combat
bleeping.
in Star Trek.
Sarah, can you bleep Tom for the whole episode? That'd be great.
Sure.
It would only
It
improve the
won't.
podcast.
That won't slow down putting this anywhere at all. I need a clarification question.
Sure.
I still lean pretty heavily towards Star Wars, but what kind of ship is it?
Which one of the 90
so
science
my
vessels would you care to
thought
have?
was it would be a
In Star Trek, none.
Raider
Raider
Thank you.
class, similar to like the Millennium Falcon or the Ebon Hawk.
Okay, yeah.
In
Then-
Star Wars,
I would
or-
love to be
and
in
then for Star Trek, it would be like the Enterprise, probably.
So you say the Millennium Falcon, so you're a deep space trucker.
Yeah.
Like-
Follow-up question. Is it the normal TNG timeline, or is it yesterday's Enterprise timeline?
Oh, that is a very good question. I have.
We're getting too
this in
specific
the
here.
Regular TNG.
Yeah,
original
then
TNG
my
timeline.
answer stands. If it's yesterday's Enterprise timeline, then I'm Star Trek.
Okay.
I want to be able to yell at my wall and stuff is just atomized or whatever like, appears in front of me.
Oh man, just the fact that like you don't have to want it for anything.
NVIDIA 4080 GTX.
Yes, but then we have problems like Synthahol.
Yeah.
Or-
It can make it for you, though.
Brian's
Or
got
it's
his
not a
priorities
problem.
real
Also,
straight.
sometimes you get bad directions in Star Trek that may lead you to the Delta Quadrant for 9 seasons.
And sometimes Q shows up.
Yeah, that's true. There's no Q in Star
Yeah,
Wars.
but Q
Wait,
kind of likes
Q in
just.
Star Wars would be great.
Are you trying to convince him of something? I've lost the train
I
of
just want Q
conversation
to show up
here.
in my real life, so I'm going to
Why?
choose Star Trek.
Did I ever tell you the
He
one
seemed
time I
awful.
met him?
What? You met Q?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was at a con, and he took one question from the audience, and the person who he picked asked him a question about My Little Pony, and the audience almost beat that man to death.
Did he walk off stage after that?
No, he answered the question.
And then left?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, that was one.
Yeah.
Good job.
Done.
That's the one where Brent Spinner or whatever, like, missed my question altogether, didn't bother answering it. That's why I hate him to this day.
You're
I love next.
going to have to let that go.
No, I know.
That is such such a nerd rage reason to hate
Yeah.
a person.
I want to talk to Jonathan Franks about his experience with science fiction before Star Trek.
I want to talk to John.
Write him an email or a fan letter.
Get
He
him
reads emails.
to do
Yeah,
more-
while he steps over chairs funny.
show, you know,
A fresh stack of emails.
Number one.
like
Number
uncovered
one.
mysteries or hidden mysteries. What was the?
Yes, I know you're the one you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
that where he had like weird. It was like unexplained.
Unexplained mysteries.
Yeah,
but
every
like,
episode began with him posing like a really random question.
yeah, I just want more of those.
What would you do
Right.
if you found out you suddenly had no legs?
Who is the tallest man you've ever met?
What would you do if you had salad forks for fingers?
Right.
Wait, are we still talking about Star Trek?
Yes, this is Jonathan Franks.
All right, we need to wrap this up.
Okay. Yes, Riker.
To bring it back, that was a good one.
Jazz
Yeah.
were-
He
There's
had
just so
a-
His
many characters I
Elastic
didn't.
Jazz.
There's so
Oh,
many
man.
characters I didn't like. On
Also, I have a problem
TNG.
with the fact that he gave his trombone to the other Riker. He
Anyway,
played that thing like every episode.
I think we did it.
Yes.
I think so
We
too.
Successfully recorded an episode of this podcast.
We're gonna watch Top Gun for the next time. So if somehow you
Yes.
see this before we release another one, watch Top Gun.
No. Kenny Loggins did not do the soundtrack to that.
I know Danger Zone.
The more we talk about
You
it,
remember
you're
I'm Alright? That Kenny Loggins song? That's in this movie too.
Oh my god.
Like all night.
all right.
On that note,
Thanks for listening, guys.
We're gonna-
You know, bye.